We're going to start things off, and this one comes from Jesse, and Jesse is this is an interesting topic because I think it talks a lot about where we'll talk about tiers and other things like that as well. But Jesse asks, some teams apparently have Carter Yakemchuk as the number one defenseman. What's his realistic ceiling in this draft? What's the earliest he goes? Now, there are definitely some teams that have Carter Yakemchuk as a high pick. I couldn't tell you exactly how many of those people are, how many NHL teams are. And really, it kind of only matters if it's the Blackhawks or the Blue Jackets or the Ducks, a team that has him as the number one defenseman, and if they have him over the forwards. But a realistic ceiling for him in this draft, I mean, I really do think there's always the potential for a 6'3" right shot defenseman to go in the top 5. I mean, are there people that are going to like him better than Sam Dickinson, Zane Parekh, and Zeev Buium? Probably. Are there going to be a lot of people that like him more than Anton Silayev or Artem Levshunov? I think there are going to be fewer of those. So those are the guys that I think are really competing. But it only takes one team to like a guy enough to go, and we've seen it happen plenty of times before. We saw Dmitry Simashev go very early last year. We saw Moritz Seider go early a few years ago, and we've seen a lot of these defensemen just, their beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So these NHL teams that have these defensemen that are in that range are trying, to figure out these kind of minimal little differences between them. The good news is it's a great year to be looking for a defenseman, because if you don't get a Yakemchuk, you're going to be happy with maybe a Parekh, or maybe you're going to be happy with a Zeev Buium, or a Sam Dickinson, or maybe you have those guys ahead of him already. So I do think that, to me, there's always the possibility. I think the earliest he would go is probably 4. I suppose 3 is at least possible. I don't think that it's necessarily, the competition as a right shot defenseman is primarily with Levshunov. And I think that there are enough people that I've talked to that feel confident that Levshunov is the next best guy at that range. So I don't think it's going to be number 2. I don't think it's going to be not necessarily going to be number 3, but it's possible, because that would also fit a need for Anaheim. But, there's a lot of very interesting variables there. But Carter Yakemchuk is one of the real wild cards of this draft, because there are a wide range of opinions on him. There are some that say the offense is amazing. Defensively, it's good enough. There's also people that say, I'm concerned about the hockey sense, even though he put up 30 goals this year. There's still those concerns. So it is very much beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and it only takes one team for him to go high. So I think it's very possible that he can bust up the party in that top 5.